The more sore you are, the more damage you have in the tendons and arms, the less recovered you are, the less fresh you are, the less chance you have of winning the tournament. Period. That's a fact. What's up, everybody? This is Tim from Arm Wrestling Secrets, and in this video, I want to talk about how to compete at your strongest. Okay, guys, let's get right into it. Okay, so how to compete at your strongest. Okay, isn't that what it's all about? Okay, now this channel is all about training, techniques, tips, strategies for competitive arm wrestling, not arm wrestling in the garage with your friends. Okay, no disrespect, but there's a big difference, okay? There's a big difference. Coming in for competition, a tournament competition against the best around, okay? You need to have a plan, okay? And this is what it's come down to. This is what this video is about, okay? And I've kind of touched on some of this stuff before, and I think several of the things that I've touched on before, I'm going to try to combine kind of into this video. But I'm starting to get some comments from people. They have competitions coming up, okay? And they wonder what to do. Okay, so what you want on competition day is to be your strongest, okay? And to me, I'm always like, okay, you want to be your strongest, but at the same time, in my opinion, the best way to compete and win is to be your freshest. Okay, and what I mean by that too is you're not overtrained. You're not really sore. You weren't doing a max 1 rep, whatever lift 2 days before, okay? Trying to get stronger, okay? So let's deal with that first as far as getting stronger before the tournament, okay? So if you have 3 weeks, 6 weeks, and I'm gonna talk about up to 8 weeks before your competition coming up, what I'm suggesting right now to be your best at your competition is don't focus on getting stronger 8 weeks before the competition. Okay, 6 weeks before the competition, 4 weeks. If you're still trying to work on 1 rep maxes and stuff to build strength, I didn't say maintain strength. I said if you're trying to gain more strength from where you are right now, 8 weeks or less out from the tournament, there's no point doing that. There's other things you can focus on without smashing your muscles. You have the rest of the year or the rest of the time, okay, between competitions, okay, that aren't so close to the competition to build strength, okay? Now, I'm suggesting in this video, this is not the time to do it when you have a competition coming up. Okay, so another thing, as far as like weight classes go, okay, now I don't know how many competitions you guys have done, but as far as weight classes go, just compete where you're strongest, okay? Now, there's no advantage to having a bunch of extra body weight on the table, okay? Like if you weigh 250, okay, but you have the muscle mass of a 175-pound person with really lean mass, light, no body fat, okay, then all that extra weight's not gonna help you. It's not like you can take a bunch of body weight and throw it around at the table. There's no way to apply that to your wrist and hand and forearm and drive that weight behind it. That's really not true. It looks like that, though, when you're seeing 2 people competing at the table. You see a really big person and a smaller person. If their muscle mass is the same, there's no reason that person with the extra weight should have any kind of advantage. And so the point of me making this in this video is that when it comes to your weight classes, do not do drastic measures to change what weight class you're going to be in, okay? I won plenty of tournaments where I was the lightest person in the class. But I'm saying that it's like, forget about that. That's all in your mind. The weight, the body weight, that's all in your mind. You're like, okay, I gotta be at the top of my weight class, and then everyone else will be lighter than me, and I'll have a better chance of winning. No, you won't. You'll have a better chance of winning if you trained really hard and you're really strong and you train harder than the opponents in your weight class. I don't care what the weight is. So my point is, don't worry about doing something drastic like trying to shed weight, water weight, okay, by any method, like wrestlers use or something like that, in order to put yourself in a different weight class, thinking that you might have an advantage. All you're going to do by doing that and dieting, doing some kind of crash diet or something like that in order to lose weight, you're just going to feel weak. I would much rather be at the bottom of the weight class and feel really strong, had plenty of food to eat, I wasn't starving myself, I wasn't trying to lose water. If you're doing that, you're just going to come in weak, okay? And that's a fact, right? Is that there's no point doing something crazy for that, okay? So strength considerations, weight considerations, okay, and then there's the major consideration, which is overtraining, okay? Now, one of the things you guys are probably running into, and this is something everybody does, I've done it, everyone does it, the tension is building as the competition is coming up. You feel like you need to do something more drastic in order to win, okay? Now, there's no problem taking your training seriously, but you also have to be smart. And what I'm talking about here, I am hoping will help you. Okay, so a lot of people, they start adding table training time. They start training more at the table as they get closer to the tournament. Okay, and you arm wrestle, I arm wrestle. Okay, it hurts your arm. It's tremendously damaging to the arm. Okay, now I'm not trying to change the way that you train. I'm not saying that what you're doing is not working. I'm just saying that what might work better, or what works for me, was to start minimizing table training time, especially as I get closer to the tournament, okay? And that may sound counter, okay? But when I say minimize training time, I mean the kind of training where you're up there just like, and you're going, it's like you're at the tournament. Right? You're going full on, right? You're damaging your arm, okay? And that leads into the tournament. The tournament is coming up. If you're at the table wrenching and driving and things like that, it's just like I said about the strength training, okay? Now, if you're really not prepared for the tournament and you're spending all your time trying to figure out your moves, okay, things like that, okay, you can still do that without wrenching your arm off, okay? You can still go through a lot of the basic motions without as much force, or with a very small amount of force. And I would just say the more you've been training and the more you know how to arm wrestle, especially if you've been to competition several times and you've trained a lot, like you've spent a lot of time on the table, you already know what you're doing, okay? You know how to arm wrestle. So ask yourself, is there really an advantage to be gained by going to your training club and training full blast as the tournament's coming up? 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks. The damage you're doing to your arm takes time to repair. And when I'm saying come in freshest and strongest for your competition, I'm saying that what I would avoid is a whole bunch of heavy training time, especially as you're getting closer to the tournament, okay? Is that the more sore you are, the more damage you have in the tendons and arms, the less recovered you are, the less fresh you are, the less chance you have of winning the tournament, period. That's a fact, okay? If you have pain, more pain than you need, I'm trying to minimize it. On competition day, pain should be minimized, strength should be maximized, okay? Get plenty of food, get plenty of nutrition, okay? Eat plenty of food the week of the tournament. Eat plenty of food the day before. Don't starve yourself, but plenty of water, okay? But remember, any kind of damage or any lack of recovery, okay, to these muscles, how's that gonna help you on competition day, right? If 2 days before the competition, you're in your gym cranking out bicep curls and you're like a little fatigued by the time you come in, okay? Do you want to win the tournament or not? Okay, so when it comes to strength training, just coming back for one moment, I'm saying don't stop strength training. I'm saying don't try to gain from where you are 8 weeks out from the tournament. Maintain strength. Instead of adding plates to everything you're doing, thinking that's going to help you, which it isn't. It's just going to cause overtraining and damage that you can't afford. If you try to maintain what you have, you won't be damaging anything, but you'll stay as strong as you are now, okay? And then you can focus your energy on some of the smaller things you know you need to focus on. Maybe it's speed, okay? Maybe it's quick starting, things that people don't usually work on, okay? Some of the little technical details you can start adding into your training without wrenching your arm off. So without going on and on in the video, my point is, think about, as your competitions are coming up, think about really trying to minimize the damage to your arm, whether you're getting that from table training, whether you're getting it from strength training, okay? Consider those things and try to come in as fresh as you can on competition day. It'll make a huge difference. I'll see you guys in the next one.